This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect. If you remember in yesterday's class, we were talking about event. What is an event? Any notification by a browser or a system to a Salesforce platform or to a platform is called event. There are two types of events available in Lightning Web Component. Number one, the first event is called declarative event. Whenever you are handling an event with an on keyword, we call them as a declarative event. What is the event propagation? Number one, you create event. How do you create event? Using a custom event with a custom event function. Next, you dispatch event. How do you dispatch event? Using a dispatch event method. Finally, how do you handle event? Using on keyword. There are two ways of handling an event: declarative and programmatic. Whenever you use a on keyword with the event name, we call them as declarative handling. If you remember yesterday, this is an on keyword I've used. On is a keyword. In front of the event, whichever event you are dispatching. For example, here, the event name, you can see that EVT, EMP, DET, event employee detail. That's the name of the event. And you're dispatching it. Whenever you dispatch this event, you capture that event with a keyword called on. See, EVT, control set. You can see that EVT, EMP, DET. In front of it, I've put a keyword called as on. Such type of event handling is called as declarative handling. Right? So in declarative handling, you use an on keyword. Now today we will learn how to handle an event programmatically. Before we go to the programmatical handling, we need to learn a new concept called as hook. A new concept called as hook. A new concept called as hook, or also known as LWC life cycle. Now put a heading called as LWC life cycle. I'm opening that PPT for you. We need to look on that first. LWC hook. Put a heading called as LWC life cycle. Put a heading called as LWC life cycle. In bracket, hook, HOOKS. In bracket, hooks. It's coming up. Start writing. Meantime, it will open. Stages followed during an LWC life cycle is called hook. Stages followed during an LWC life cycle is called hook. HOOKS. Is called hooks. Let us go ahead. And rather than what I'll do is that, okay, let me do one thing. I'll give you the stages directly as you're writing. So let me open a notepad. Here we go. Right. So LWC Lightning Web Component stage, right? Life cycle stage. LIFE, life, CYCLE, life cycle stage. And I will say hooks. Right? Let's understand this. What is the first stage of LWC life cycle? Number one, first stage, right? Component creation. Comp creation. Comp creation. Whenever a comp is created, it's a hook called as constructor. Constructor. CICTOR. A hook called as constructor is used in this stage, right? Let me copy the spelling from here and paste it here. Constructor, first stage. Second stage, once a component is created, the component is inserted. Comp insertion. In this stage, we call a hook called as connected callback. A hook is used called as connected callback. Stages and what is the hook in every stage. Next, once the comp is created, the comp is inserted, then data has to be refreshed, right? Comp aria, refresh. In this stage, comp refresh. Let's take it. In this stage, we call a hook called as re-render callback. This is the hook used. Re-render callback. Once the component data is refreshed, you did some operation, you hit a save button, you use a update button, you went ahead and made it change the data, you hit the save button, the data will get refreshed. Once it is done, right, if there is any error, comp error, in such case, you get error callback. You have error callback. You have error callback. If there is no error, now it is a time for us, all our operations are over. You created a component, you inserted the component in the page, in the DOM. After that, you fill the data, you hit the save button, immediately the data got saved and the component got refreshed. If there's error, it displayed the error. Now it is a time for you to close the component, right? Nothing but, right? Right. Component creation, component destroy. Component destroy. At the time of destroy, you use a hook called as destroy disconnected callback. Disconnected callback. Every stage of life cycle, you have one hook available. Every stage of life cycle, you have one predefined function available. A predefined function available, and we call them as hook. LWC hook. How many stages an LWC has? 5 stages. Insertion, comp creation, component insertion, component refresh, component error, component destroy. From an insertion to a destroy, from an insertion to a killing, right? We call them as component life cycle. Everybody clear? During every stage of component life cycle, there are particular functions created. A particular functions are been written. A method has been written. These methods are called as hooks. These methods are called as hooks. Dear everyone, these methods are called as hooks. Yes, everyone, good and fine. Anybody has any questions? Before I start using them, we'll be using most of them, right? In fact, we will try to cover everything. All the hooks we'll try to cover. Now, the first hook, A, constructor. The first hook is constructor. Write down. Put a heading. First hook, constructor. Right? When the constructor is created, whenever a component is created, this hook is used at the component creation stage. At the time an LWC component is created, this hook is fired. Write down constructor, right? Constructor hook is fired during LWC component creation. Constructor hook is fired during LWC component creation. Now, write down the properties of constructor hook. Number one, right? Constructor hook flows from parent to child. First point. Constructor hook flows from parent to child. Next point, right? Before use, okay. In constructor hook, next point. In constructor hook, right? The first statement must be super with no parameter. In constructor hook, the first statement must be super with no parameter. In constructor hook, the first statement must be super with no parameter. Super with no parameter. Right? Next. Right? Next. Always is super. Next point. Always is super. Next point. Always is super. Super in a bracket. Super is a function. Always is super is called before this. Always is super is called before this. Before this. Next. Next. Next point. Do not use return statement inside constructor body. Do not use return. Don't use any return keyword. Do not use return statement inside constructor body. Do not use return statement inside constructor body. Next point. Do not use document.write or document.open. Do not use document.write, document.open. Do not use document.write, document.open, bracket XML SOAP. Sorry, XML, right? XML SOAP and, right? JSON REST. XML SOAP and JSON REST API namespace. API namespace. It is there in your integration class. Whenever you're creating a JSON file, whenever you're creating an XML file, whenever you're creating an XML file during a SOAP transaction using a SOAP API, if you're transferring a data from one system to other system, right? We use document.write. We we use document.write to create that soap file. Similarly, whenever you're using a JSON to create a REST API file, we use document.write function. Document.write. These commands are defined in the namespace. But whenever in LWC you're writing, please do not use document.write and document.open if you are using a constructor. In the constructor method, you cannot use document.write, document.open. What is the document.write? What does the document.write does? Right? What is the document.open? What does the document.open it does? This is for reading and writing a JSON and XML file. To read a JSON file or to read an XML file, to read or to write a JSON or to read a JSON, to write a JSON or to write a XML, we use this. So don't use this command inside constructor. Perfect. Now Rupam, let's start the use of it. Use. The use I'm going to show you along with, right, our event. Control Shift P, open the default org. Let me see which org does it opens. I'm running the command. So I'm waiting for the system to come up. Right, I click on manage user. I click on users. Rupam @LT124. Perfect. Now today we will learn the next concept called as event programmatically. I'm going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to repeat the same thing what we did with VLC player. There is a button, you click and the volume increases. There is a button, you click, the volume decreases. Right? You click on one component, the parent component reacts. You click on the child component, the parent component reacts. You can do it one more option called as programmatically. Let's see how to do. Control Shift P. I say create a lightning web component. What is the name? LWC underscore 0805 underscore example1 underscore LWC event. We are in LWC event underscore, right? Underscore. What I will say, MX player, MX PLAYR player, right? LWC event underscore one underscore MX player. MX player controls. Oh, no space at all. Control. Earlier, yesterday we took VLC player. Now I'm same thing I'm doing. But this time I'm giving a different name called MX player. Something. I press enter. One lightning web component got created. Let me close all the previous components that we have created so far. There we go. These are the components that we have created so far. I come here. Now, where is our 0805? Here it is, MX player, right? I go to my template. I say LIGHTNING lightning card. There we go. Right, I press enter. And here I take title equals to MX. Now LWC event PROGMATICA programmatically, right? I will say right controls. What control we don't know. Inside this there are two buttons, LIGHT and ING lightning button. Lightning button. Label equals to INCRE, increase, increase, increase volume. Icon you can give later. You know how to give this icon name, and you can go and find icon. So guys, you do this. I'm not writing icon name program here, right? Right. Next, VARIANT, variant. I'm giving a variant. Variant equals to brand or success. One green button will come. On click, I will have, right, a function to be called. What is this? INC me, increase me. Right? I copy the button, I put it one more button, and I will say decrease. And here we go. I will say DC me. A function called diff me will be decrease me. Nothing else. Only two buttons. Now there is a function. So I go down to my ES module, my JavaScript ES module. Here I'm going to write the ES module program. So there we go. I'm writing a function. Right? I say event. Right. Next, Control C. I go ahead and write one more function for the second button called decrease me. Perfect. Now I'm going to create an event and dispatch it. What is the steps? I can do it in a single step. Right? Create event and dispatch event. Both I'm doing at a time. I will say this dot dispatch event. This dot dispatch event equals to new. I'll create an event, custom event. CUS. Here we go. Custom event. New custom event. Name of the event. Name of the event should be always in a smaller, no cap, no caps, no spaces, only underscores. Remember this. Don't use a single caps here. So example is NOTIFI, notify INC, notify increase. Similarly, right? And along with that, I will pass a data. So comma in a curly bracket, DETAIL, 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 right? Detail, colon. What do you want to pass? I want to pass volume, VOLUME, a data called as volume, volume, volume. I copy this. I repeat the same thing here. I repeat the same thing here. And the event name is notify DEC, decrease. And the data I'm passing is volume. Remember that you have to do one more step extra. It will not work, right? Let's see. Remember that after I run, this will not work, right? Control S. Now I created a volume control, which is a child. Now I will create a parent. Let me do one thing. Let me rename this. I'll copy the name, Control C, right? Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web component. And here we go. I will say MX player, only player. And here I will say it's 2. Everything remains same. Example 1, LWC event 2. Right? So I press enter. I press enter. A new control got created there. A new LWC got created. Now I go to the 2. Here I will give a heading LIGHTM, Lightning card. Card. Title equals to MX PLAYR player. Title equals to MX player. LWC programmatically. LWC PROGMATICLLY. MX player. See, while creating and dispatching event, there is no change, whether it's a programmatically, whether it's a declaratively. While creating an event and dispatching event, there's hardly change. There's a little change, which you'll see later. I told you this is not going to work, right? So here we go. Inside this, I will declare a variable, right? Right. I will say, what is that? CTRL, control. What is the control name? And value. Control is volume. Value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 100. Control is the volume. That means whenever you click increase volume, system will understand that the label should be volume. I'm controlling both. I will put this inside a bold tag as usual, right? Control X, right? And then I will go ahead and I'll put a paragraph tag. And then I will display the button. You can put this inside this also. What is the button name? C colon. Oh, no. C colon, right? This one, MX Player Control. Go there, right click, click on rename, copy the name, Control C. Come to your programming. C dash this, like this you have to do, like this. Now I will not use any on keyword, nothing, just a pure. Earlier, if you remember that in declarative, we used to say on. With an on keyword, I used to go ahead and call the event on event name, notify inc. Like this we used to do. Currently, I will not do anything. See, only the component I'm calling. And now I will directly go to the ES module, my JavaScripting, my ES module, JavaScripting, right? The first thing that you're going to use is constructor, CONS, constructor, constructor. Here we go, the constructor. Whenever you're writing a constructor, before you touch this, the first line should be always super. Always super. I gave you this point. Whenever you're writing a constructor, whatever happens, the first line has to be always super. Now I will say this dot template, this dot template dot add event listener. You have to add an event listener. Event listener. You have to add an event listener. What is the event listener? Which event you want to listen? I want to listen an event called as notify increase. Notify increase. I want to listen an event called as notify increase. Okay. Whenever you want to listen this event notify increase, what do you want to do? This dot handle handle anything. Handle increase, handle increase. This dot handle increase. This dot handle increase. Where is handle increase? Here we go. One more function, handle increase. Handle increase. Here we go, handle increase. Right. Similarly, I need to copy this. Notify, no, add event listener. What? There is a one more event is there. Decrease. Decrease. You have to add an event listener. See, I've added event listener. Decrease. Whenever you hear decrease, then I want to call another function called handle decrease. Where is handle decrease? There's another function I'm creating. Right? Another function I'm creating. We will do step by step. We will do step by step to let you know. Everyone clear? Inside this, I will read the data later. Alert. Alert. What is that? INCRE, increase BUTT1 button was clicked. Increase button was clicked. Here I will say decrease button was clicked. To see whether my event is getting received or not. This is how you go ahead and you use an event listener. This is how you go ahead and use event listener. All the event listener has to be attached to a constructor. At the time of page loading, the event listener has to be attached. That event listener will be active. As soon as you create a child button, immediately the event listener will capture the event and then it will call a function. What is the function name? Handle increase. And immediately an alert message will be displayed. Right? Control S. We'll continue. We'll complete this. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm going step by step. Now it is a time for me to go ahead and push this one. Control Shift P. Deploy this to the source org. Deploy the source org. Now I come to the parent number 2. Control Shift P. Deploy to the source org. Perfect. Now let me go ahead, log in. Login.salesforce.com. Right, let me log in. Rupam @LT 120, right, 124.com. Password CRM1234 hash. Let me log into the Salesforce. Right. Looks like that my password expired. We have completed 3 months today. Right. So the new password will be CRM12345 hash. CRM12345 hash. 3 months over. As I told you, by next week or next week, we'll be completing the course. We'll be in time, 3 to 3.5 months, 3 months, 1 week or 2 weeks. Right now, I click on my setup. I click on developer console. Here we go. I have my dummy app. So I go here, right? I copy the name of the parent component, rename, copy. I come here, I replace yesterday's one with today's name, and I set Control S on the keyboard. I click on preview to see my LWC. Here we go. As soon as I click on increase, see, I'm not getting any output. Decrease, I should get a message. Increase, decrease, increase, decrease. No, it's not working. To initialize this, you need to add one more keyword here. After the detail, you have to add 2 more things, right? You have to add bubbles. See, there are 2 more. See, custom event initialization IN. I told you, you have to initialize. Custom event INIT. You have to say bubbles. Bubbles, you have to set it to true. Next, comma. Composed, only one more. Composed equals to true. That is also you have to set. If you don't set the propagation, here I'm setting the propagation. That means how the event has to travel. I said bubbles true. Whenever you say bubbles true, the event will travel from lower to upper. Bubbles true. Let me go ahead. Bubbles true. Right. Is that not that? Okay. Anyhow, what is the bubbles true will do? These are the different hooks. Okay. Bubbles true will propagate. Rupam, what does the compose does? Compose does the construction of the event. Both are required. You can say compose to false, I don't mind. but bubble has to be true. Remember this. The composition of an event doesn't make a difference. The event has to be created. It is a verb. Even though event, right, because we are using a custom event function, composed is, right, not required, but bubble is 100% required. Say for site, in every real-time program, you'll be able to see this. Bubbles true, compose true. Control S on the keyboard, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. I'm deploying it, right? Oh, I forgot to deploy this here also. Control C, I need to add this keyword here also. Bubbles true, compose true. Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Perfect. Now come and refresh the component. Now it will work. As soon as you click on increase button, immediately I should get a pop-up saying that increase button was clicked. See, earlier it was not coming. You click the button in the child. From where does the message is coming? From the parent. This message we have written in parent. I click on decrease volume. See, decrease button was clicked. Control is a child component. In MX player, you are actually calling this child, and when you click the button, the parent reacts. Right here, that is what we are doing. It's still a component event, but this time we did with what? We did with, we have added a event listener, and to that event listener, we went ahead and we did what? Right? We went ahead and we, right, added the event, and along with that, which function to call? Which function to call? We have done. Which function to call? Right? System. So we are calling certain functions. Right? Now, to this function, you have to dot. You have to use bind. bind. Bind this. You have to always bind this. Why? I'll tell you. bind this. Then only you can use the variables. There are two variables we have. What was those? CTL, one variable. Another variable. Volume, VAL, that's the value. Two variables we declare. Value equals to 0. 0. Control equals to waiting for button to click. Waiting for button to click. Control equals to waiting for button to click. Now here, I'm removing these messages. Messages removed. Now I want same thing. First of all, you need to read the data. You need to read the data. How do you read the data? How do you read the data? Right? So this dot control, this dot control is equals to, what is the command, guys? What is the command to read the data? Right? Event dot, tell me.
Event dot target dot value.
No, wrong. Event dot detail. Event dot target dot value is to capture from a template, not from an event.
Yeah, event dot detail.
Right. So don't get confused. That's the reason I stopped there. Event dot detail, detail. You capture the value. See, here also I'll capture the value. This dot control equals to event dot detail. Next, volume. If this dot volume val is greater than equal to 0, and this dot value is less than less than 100, then this dot val equals to this dot val plus 1. I'm increasing the volume here, right? Again, I will write the function. I will write in if condition. If this dot, right, control, if this dot val is, right, greater than 0, 1, then and this dot val is less than 100, 99, less than 100, or equals to 100, less than or equal to 100, then it will work only for 99, less than equal to 100. Then decrease the volume, minus 1. See, over guys. These are the extra program I've written. Control S on the keyboard, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Now you see, refresh. There's a problem. Cannot read bind. Cannot read bind. What I did. Don't put bind here. Not bind in this Control X. You have to bind it here. Handle dot bind this. To the handle increase, you have to bind this. Come on, where I'm adding it? Control X. Otherwise, these values will not work. In the function, I'm binding this. Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Dot bind this. Now refresh. Enter. You shouldn't be getting an error. There we go. Awaiting for the button to click. Increase. See, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It'll keep going. Decrease. See, 26, 27, 20, right? 19, 18, 17, 12. It's increasing. Increasing and decreasing. Both are working. Same thing yesterday also we did. We did it yesterday declaratively. Today we did it programmatically. We went ahead and added an event listener. Yesterday we didn't use the event listener. Yesterday we used the word on keyword in the, while calling the control itself, we have used on keyword. We have used on keyword. Everybody able to understand? Yes or no? Everybody is able to understand what I'm doing, how I'm writing, right? Event listener in a constructor, adding an event listener. To that event listener, I'm adding the event. To that event, I'm calling a function, this. To that function, you're adding this, bind this. If you don't bind, then this keyword will not work inside the function. For example, in that I'm using this dot control, this dot value, they will not work. To make them work, I have to use this. Right? Anyone has any questions? Anyone has any questions? No? No? All are sleeping? Sunday morning? Logging in the class and sleeping?
No, sir.
I know this is for the first time you're looking all these things. Are you able to understand 50% what is going on here? అసలు ఏం చేస్తున్నాం? Events can be handled in two ways, programmatically, declaratively. In real time, mostly we use declarative. Rupam, when do you use programmatically? Right? When do you use programmatically? In fact, right, programmatically are not that used. There is no difference, right? You can use anything. Mostly we use declaratively only, right? Declarative events. They are much superior. They are much faster, right? Here you are manually adding event listener. You are manually putting a constructor. So in real time, mostly use this declarative with the on keyword. You'll find on. But can we do it with programmatically? Yes. So that's the reason I'm showing you. Remember that if any other LWC class, they will not come to this programmatic. They will just show you declarative and they will say over. But here I'm going one step down to show you that there is another way you can also create an event. Create event in same. Whether it's a declarative, whether it's programmatic, event creation is same. అక్కడ ఏం తేడా లేదు. This.dispatch event, and inside that you are calling a custom event function to create an event. So adi same gaనే ఉంది. The only difference is that how do you handle it? In real time, mostly we use with the on keyword. Whenever you see an on keyword, then you'd understand it's a declarative handling. It's a declarative handling. Clear, everyone? Before I go to the next called as, this is equal to a component event. Child to parent, you can see that. You click a button, you go ahead and click a button, the child, the parent is reacting. So you can say that this is a child parent, which is nothing but component event. Component event. Component event. Child parent component event. Now we will go to the next one, the next concept. PubSub. PubSub. Right? Put a heading called as publisher subscriber. PubSub. PubSub. I'm looking for the folder here. Where is the PubSub? So that I can open that PPT for you. PubSub. Put a heading called as PubSub. Here we go. PubSub folder I've opened. Here is the PPT coming up. PubSub. Publisher subscribe. Write down LWC publisher subscribe model. Publisher subscribe model. Bracket, similar to application. Similar to an application event. Whatever you have seen till now is a similar to a component event in Aura. Remember that here we don't have anything called component event or application event. I'm just trying to give you an equal comparison. Here, right? Whenever there is a child component is created in a parent child, right? We call them as parent child or also known as component event. But now PubSub is a application event. Anybody can react. You click on one component. You don't need to call that component inside a parent. You don't need to have a parent child. Siblings can also react. We call them as PubSub, publish subscriber model. Put it, right? Start writing. Communication across multiple LWC component. Communication across multiple LWC component within the same application. Communication, across multiple LWC component within same application in all direction. Within same application in all direction is called publish subscriber model. Bracket PubSub. PubSub, PubSub, is called as publish subscriber right model, also known as singleton, Singleton, also known as singleton, also known as singleton. Now draw this diagram, right? There is one application and there are two components. Publisher, LWC2. Then there is one more component called a subscriber who is receiving it, LWC3. It's a one direction communication. One will send, other will receive. It's not a two direction communication. Remember that, right? In Lightning also same thing we did it. One component button you click, other will react. It's not that other will click, the previous will react. No. Same thing. It's one direction. Any direction. One will click, another will handle. But in that case, you need one more file. And the file name is PubSub file. Between this application, you need a third file called as the PubSub file, which is another LWC component. To communicate between the two components, you need a third hidden component. And that component is called PubSub. That component is called PubSub. That component is called PubSub. Right? Everyone clear? Now, what is this PubSub file? This file is an inbuilt file. You don't need to write any program. This intermediate file, whatever you're able to see, right? This file is a Salesforce pre-written file. You just need to copy paste a program. That's it. You can download the PubSub from, right? You can go ahead and you can download it. Rupam, what is that? www.google.com. Just type LWC PubSub, PubSub file. You can download it from anywhere. System will give you this file to download. You can download that PubSub file automatically. It'll give you a GitHub project. From there, you can download. Right? Here we go. See? Use the PubSub module. Use and configure. We just configure it. The process is use the PubSub module. So here we go in the GitHub. I'm going to the GitHub. Here, right? The file is called, right? Where is the file? I'm not able to see the PubSub file, but anyhow, it will be there under VS Code. You should be able to see one file called as PubSub file, initial file, a JavaScript file, JSON.package under the force main. Inside this, it is there. You have to open it, PubSub. Here we go, this file. This file I was talking about. To download this file, see, you have to copy paste, hold this program. The file has been improved a little bit, but fine. See, finally, you have to export all this. Register listener, unregister this one. This file you have to copy paste. You don't need to write this file. And that is the reason this file is given to you by Salesforce itself, right? It is in the GitHub. This file is there. See, it has only PubSub. It has nothing. Only PubSub. Remaining you have to write. Project is created, but with the PubSub only one file, communication file. Here we go. You have to download the file, right? Otherwise, it will not work. See, use PubSub module. You have to use this PubSub module, right? Download the module. See, download the module from here. So don't think that we write here. Here, writing is not there, only copy paste. And by the way, I will give you this whole file to you. Here is the folder, PubSub folder. PPT is there, PubSub file is there, then one publisher, one subscriber. This too I will do. I will dump all the files, this whole PPT along with this, it will be dumped in your location. In the PPT, the complete step is there. I've created this PPT for you. PubSub. What is the first step? Step 1, right? See, step 1, create a Lightning Worm component, name it as PubSub, and update the PubSub file with the default code base. See, whatever you are able to see, register listener, unregister listener, same thing what I showed you. Same program. You have to copy paste. You can copy paste from there also, the location that I showed you, or from my file. Meaning is same, both are same. And then how to create a complete PubSub, right? I gave. Let's do this. We'll do it practically. First step, open the PubSub file, copy the code. Copy the code. This is nothing but exactly from where the GitHub I have taken. Control C. From the GitHub I have taken. You can go ahead and copy from there. No issues. You can go ahead and copy from GitHub. It clearly says download the module from GitHub. Go to the GitHub. Force PubSub. PubSub. From here, same file, guys. There is no change at all. Copy paste everything. Right? Copy paste. Paste where, Rupam? Let's close everything. Paste where, Rupam? Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web component. Name it as PubSub. PubSub. Name that file as PubSub and press enter. Press enter. Whatever is there in the JavaScript, delete it. Make it blank. And copy paste from that location. That's it. Your work is over. Control S on the keyboard. There is nothing you have to do in the HTML, only in the JavaScript. Guys, everyone clear? Once again, I'm asking. Whatever I'm showing you, are you sure you're able to follow this up? Yes or no? Yes, everyone? No. Tell me this. Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Right? First step, create a Lightning Web component, go to the GitHub, open the PubSub file, copy the code from the PubSub and put it here. Or you can download the full project. They're giving you the full project to download. I will not recommend you to download full project because already we have created a project and we are working on that project. In our project under LWC, we have so many components you have seen. See, these many components we have created. But there under LWC, right? Under LWC, right? Under LWC folder, only PubSub is there. Only PubSub is there. So that's the reason I'm not downloading the whole project. I'm going to the PubSub folder and I'm taking only the pubsub.js, only that file. PubSub.js. Rupam, you need this file. Even if you copy, if you don't copy, doesn't make a difference. This file is not that great. If you want, you can create a new one. But actually, we don't need. We just need only one file called PubSub. Here we go. Remove everything and copy paste the program. First step. Done. Over, guys. My PubSub is over. Now I need to write a program. Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web component. I am creating a component called as, right? I am going to create a component called as anything. What is the name that we have used in the program in the PPT? Let us see. My publisher, my subscriber. Okay. So I'll use the same name so that you don't get confused. Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web component. My PUBLISHER. I'm using a name called my publisher. This component will publish my publisher. My publisher. I go to the HTML. Here I say that, right? LIGHTNNG Lightning card. Lightning card. Title. Oh, suddenly my system has become slow. I don't know why. TITLE title equals to PUB pub SUB PubSub, and this is the publisher. Publisher will be publishing it. Subscriber will be receiving it. Right? Here to publish, what I will do, I will have an input. Lightning. Lightning, INPU tip input. Lightning input. I will say label. Label is equals to enter your message. Enter your message. On change equals to. Whenever somebody clicks on it, I will say MSG me. One function will be called message me. And immediately after that, I have a button. LIGHTNING lightning BUTT button. Label equals to publish or post, anything. On click or VAR variant equals to brand. On click. On click. One function. PU pub me. There's nothing here, only these two buttons. That's it. Now I'm going to write the functions. Control C. I go to my JScript module. Right, here we go. Let me write the program here. One function, message me. There's a function, event. Next, copy this. There's a one more there. What was that? I go here, pub me. One pub me has to be called. Control S, here we come, Control S. Now, whatever the message you have to write my MSG. I declared a variable. My MSG, my message, one variable. I want to say this dot my MSG is equals to event dot target dot, what is that? Event dot target dot value. This will capture the data and it will store in my message. My message. Now it is a time for you to go ahead and publish it. Publish
Sir,
the message.
target spelling wrong, sir.
Very good. TARGET. Now it's okay. Perfect. Oh, the people are not sleeping. I'm happy. Okay. Now let. I'm creating a message. Let is a new keyword for var variable. Let maintains the formatting. Rupam, what does that mean? Let. I can use var here, right? Var. Inside this, actually, we use const, constant. Inside a function, we always use constant, right? But I'm using let. Let is also a keyword. Those who don't know, right? Those who want to know what is this, you can say let in JavaScript. It's a ECMS 7. Let is a keyword used to declare, right? Declare a block scope variable. Block scope. Let me tell you. This is a new keyword has been introduced. Let is a new keyword introduced. So I'm teaching you the latest. Let. Why let, Rupam? Keep watching. MESSAG message. Let message equals to, I'm writing my message, right, in a multiple, and the format also will be maintained in let. Right? See that? I'll write it like this. Keep watching. Inside this, I will write a message. I will say message. MESSAG message. Key value. What is the message? This dot, here it is, my message. It's not my message. Comma. It looks like a JSON format. You can give any format. I'm just by knowingly I'm giving a JSON format. Next, sender name. Who sent it? SENDR, sender name. I will hard code my name, Rupam. comma, sender city. I could have used input and I would have entered it. That's okay. But here I'm taking only one input. You can do the same thing. My message, my name, my city. This dot, you would have taken a variable also, no problem. City, HYDRAD. What the let will do? Let will give the message exactly Ilana history. Actually, if you use a CUNST, then your message will come like this. Let me go ahead and show you. Me message ila history. One after one. System will remove the formatting. Ila. One line message will come. Your message will be displayed like this in a single line. Message, whatever you type. Hi, how are you? Sender name, Rupam. Sender city, Hyderabad. It will come in a one line. But no Rupam, I want to maintain the exact format that I gave. I'm not writing any paragraph, but the output also should look as a paragraph only. My output should look exactly like this. Exactly like this. Even though I'm not using any paragraph tag like this. No. Without using a paragraph also, I want to see the message like this only. Formatting. Whenever you want a block formatting, this whole message will be treated as one block. One block. This whole message will be treated as one block. Then we use let. Done. Now it is the time for me to go ahead and fire it. First of all, import the PubSub. You have to import. IMPOR to import. Import what? What is the file name? PUBSUB. PubSub from where? Right? From where? From C:/C. Remember that. C/ file name. PUBSUB. You have to import PubSub. Control S on the keyboard. Line number 2, import PubSub. Now I will say PubSub. Here I'll use. Right here I'll use PubSub. 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 PubSub dot what? Dot fire. In this PubSub, there is a fire is there. I open the PubSub. There is a fire is there. Last fire. See, these are the things which you can export. Register, unregister, fire. I'm using fire out of it. PubSub dot fire. In the fire what? Fire, give a name. Give a name. Any name you have to give. You have to give a name to that event. Event name. See, event name, it's asking a string. Then payload, anything. Payload. Payload means any message. My event, I will say event, event, notify. I give a name called event notify. Any, you can give Rupam. Comma, message. What is my message? Here we go. Message. Over, guys. Publisher model is over. Publisher model is over. Now I have to write the subscriber model. I have to write the subscriber model. This is to post a message. Through this PubSub file, see, I'm posting it. This was the file that we copied and pasted from the GitHub program. In that, there is a method called aspire. To that method, I give a name called as notify and a message. Message is this. Control S. Now I create one more. Let me close the PubSub. I'll create one more. Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web Component. I will say my subscriber, my subscriber. It will receive another component. And here I will say lightning card. Lightning card. Title equals to PubSub LWC PUBSUB. PubSub subscriber. This is a SUB SUBSCRIBER. It's a subscriber. It's a subscriber. Subscriber work is only to receive the message, nothing else. I will send a bold tag. Oh, Control B, Control Z. Bold tag. The message RECIEV received from PUBLISHER publisher is bold, and I want a paragraph after this. Paragraph. And then I want the message to be displayed. And then I want the message to be displayed. Here is the message. Right? Message. I will display, right, LIGHTNING lightning formatted for formatted text, so that I don't lose the format also. Whatever I'm receiving, I don't want to lose the format. Lightning formatted text. Value equals to, I'll give message. Give me the message. Over. Nothing else here. Now message is a variable that I declared. Control S, copy the message, go to the subscriber.js. You declared a variable, so you have to declare in the line number first itself. You have to declare. There we go. Message I declared. Right? Right. Now, what I have to do? Right? Now, what I have to do? I have to use, let's go to the life cycle. Life cycle. Life cycle I'm going. At the time of creation, a constructor, see, first stage, component creation. We use a hook called as constructor. Here, I don't need a constructor. At the time of creation, PubSub is taking care of everything. At the time of component insertion, we called connected callback. I will use this now. See, second hook I'm using. Connected callback. I'm using second hook now. Connected callback. Here we go. Connected callback. In this, I will say this dot call a function. REGISTR, register. A register is a function actually. Call it always separate outside. Where is register? Here is the register. Below, exactly below, I'm writing a register. Oh, here we go, register. In this, I will call PubSub. The same thing. There also you call the PubSub. I copy this PubSub. Import PubSub. Here also I'm importing PubSub. I will say PubSub dot register. PubSub dot register. PubSub dot register. Register what? Register the event. What is the name of the event that we posted? We posted an event called as event notify. That I want to register. That I want to register. Whenever you register, then what should happen? Call a function. What function? This dot handle handle event handle event. This dot handle event. This dot handle event. Where is the handle event? Here is the handle event. One more function. Same thing what we just did few minutes back. There also we did the same thing. Here we go. Handle event. Right? Handle event. I will say event. Event. Handle event. To this event, you have to bind this also. Remember that. bind bind. Bind this. Otherwise, this will not work. So I bind this to this. Now here, you might feel, right? And I will not say event. I will say, I will declare a variable called as message message from from evt, message from event. There is a variable. And then I will say, right, this dot I want to store in this value. This dot message is equals to, right, all the message will be in this variable, in this function variable, message from event. How many of you know JSON stringification? Question mark, JSON dot stringify. How many of you know how to read a JSON stringification? Don't know? Then this might be little bit for you bouncing. JSON dot stringification. I'll copy this. This is the message that I have received, message from the event. I need to stringify that, comma. Here it's giving, comma, null. I don't have any formatting. Null. See, system is giving you null to accept, comma. What else? Right? I will declare a text JSON.stringification. A string. That's the reason I'm saying T. T stand for the string. N stand for a number. Right? T. Text. String. Like this we have to give. White space, blank line. String line will be added. Colon. If there is no data, then I will say no MESSAG, no message payload. No message. You can give anything. Hello, no message is there. Stringification. JSON.stringification. Over, guys. Over, guys. This would be something new for you. Connected callback is a hook. It is called during the insertion. During the insertion of the component, I'm registering the component. I'm registering. Why you are not using constructor, Rupam? Constructor is using parent child. Go ahead and check what I gave. If you go ahead and check the constructor definition, when the constructor is used, whenever you have a parent child. Here there is no parent child relationship. Parent child is used in declarative programmatical event. That is nothing but component event. This is not a component event. This is an application event. There is no parent child relationship. Hence, I'm not taking the constructor hook. I'm not taking. In the earlier case, I took the constructor because there's a parent child. VLC player, volume control was the parent. VLC player was volume was the child. VLC player was the parent. Control was the child. MX player was the parent. I use a constructor. Now I cannot use because there is no parent child. That is the reason I have one more. During the component is insertion. Inka insert kaledu. Component insert avutundi. There are two things. Before the component is displayed, I have two stages. Creation, insertion. In the creation stage, you can use a constructor. Constructors are used whenever there's a parent child. Parent child ledu anukondi, then you have to use what? Corrected callback. And that is what I am using now. Because currently my is not parent child. It's a connected callback. That's the reason I use a corrected callback. Why not constructor, Rupam? That is the reason. Because this is not a parent child. PubSub is a application. I'm not calling the publisher inside the subscriber. See, publisher is separate, subscriber is separate. Local inside, I'm not calling it. But earlier, if you see the example, you take the example of MX player or whatever the player it is, today's date, right here. This is the player control, and in the parent, you see, you're calling the child. Then the child ni call chestunanu. Here you see, you're calling the child component. One component is the other. But here, I'm not calling. Both are individual. See, here it's individual, here it's individual. Then ekkada call cheyaledu. That is the reason I'm not using a constructor. I'm using a connected callback, the next hook of the life cycle. Now it is the time for me to publish and see whether it's working or not. I go to the PubSub, Control Shift P, subscribe or deploy to the source org. First deployed PubSub. Perfect. Now I come to the publisher. Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Perfect. Now I come to the publisher is over. I want to go to the subscriber. Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Perfect. Now it is a time for us to go ahead and publish it. Right? It is a time for us to go ahead and publish it. Not from here. Oh, I can put it here also. That's okay. Two components separately I will put. Okay, so here we go. Publisher, right click, right. Rename, I copy the name. I come here, I put here. My publisher, publish, Control C, Control V. Here I will put my subscriber. Subscriber will receive it. Right click, rename, copy the name, and I put it here. I say Control S. Update preview. It came here. Okay. See, I will enter the message here. Hi guys, good morning. This is PubSub. Both are individual component. I click on publish. See, message received from the publisher. Message. Hi guys, good morning. This is PubSub. Sender name Rupam. Sender city Hyderabad. In the election, see, both of them are individual component. I've called both the parent and child. Intamundu, I used to call only the parent because inside the parent there was a child. Only one, but here I'm copying two different components. There is no parent-child concept. They are brothers. It's a sibling concept. Both are brothers at a same level. And see, it's working. Publish a script. Thank you. Publish. Thank you. In one component, you're entering the data. Other component is showing the data. We call them as PubSub. See, you press a button in one component, the other component is reacting. The other component is individual component, but within the same application. They're not in another application. We call them as PubSub. Clear, guys? Able to understand, sir? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
This is how it's working. Publisher, subscriber via this file called PubSub file. That's it. We will stop here today. The next concept is LMS. LMS. But before we disconnect the class, there are a couple of things I want you to do before you come to the next class, next week class. Right? I want a system with all the data, all the configuration I'm showing you. I want a system to be configured in that manner. Right? Anyone. If not, then I will be walking you only through PPT. Later, don't say that Rupam has walked us through PPT. For just, I want you to follow this step. I want at least one system which I can take over remotely. So if anybody, one of you has to do this. By the way, this PPT will be shared with you, but I want you to take this snapshot. Take the picture of it. First, download and install node.js. What? Go to Google, type node.js download. Go to the node.js website. Download the Windows installer. I need a Windows system, not a Mac system. Windows installer, 64-bit. Click on it, MSI, it will download the file and install it. Install it. What happened? Okay, now it will download. Wait, there we go. 27 MB, it's downloading. After download is over, click on it, install it. Click on it, install it. Next, second step. Write this npm install Where? Go to Start, type CMD. After you install the MSI file, then come to the command prompt. Mundu double click, download, double click to install this file. Once the installation is complete, come to DOS prompt, type npm install and press enter. It will take 20-30 minutes for system to install this. 20-30 minutes for system to install this. See, like this, it will keep on doing. It'll do a lot of things. It will take 20 minutes minimum. You just need to type in DOS window npm install. npm install. And then when the install is over, just type this npm initialize init. Remaining steps you don't need to do. Up to step 3, if you do and come for the next class, I want one system in the next class. This is not working in my system. I need to reinstall my operating system because in every batch I'm installing, uninstalling, installing, uninstalling. Whenever you're installing this, uninstallation will go on first. Pre-install work. Because I've been doing in every batch for the last 3 batches, it started giving error. The only option now looks like there's a registry corruption and I need to reinstall the operating system. For that, I have to take my system to office, and hence I will not be able to run this command, certain commands. I want one system with this, then only I can show you jest. Otherwise, I have to walk you through this PPT only. A complete jest I have created. These are all my PPTs, my step. These are all my files, right? These are all my files. We created jest. So all these steps I will talk to you tomorrow. I mean, when I say tomorrow, in the next class, right? So please make sure that you do this exercise and come. Rupam, what is exercise? First 3 commands. Download and install node.js. Go to the DOS prompt, type npm install. Go to the DOS after npm install is over, then type npm init with a space. Enter. That's it. As I told you, this is going to take 20 minutes minimum. Right, everyone? Anybody has any question on installing node.js? Anyone has any question? No? Then that's it, guys. Thank you. Let's meet next Saturday at 7 a.m. Probably, if things goes good, next Saturday will be your last class. Total, we'll have 5 sessions. 5. 1 week, 1 month, 1 week. Right? So 3 months, 1 week complete. Next week, we will cover LMS. We will cover jest. We will cover migration strategy. We will cover Aura versus LWC. We will cover, right, what are the interview questions? What are the topics? I will go to the LWC documentation and will walk you through where is the documentation. You will see that 80% plus syllabus, 90% plus we have covered. I will walk you through those, when to choose an LWC, when to choose an Lightning, what is the difference between Lightning and Lightning web component and Lightning, right? All those Lightning testing, how to do the testing with jest, we will see in the next 2 classes. That's it, guys, for today. I'll stop here. So next Saturday at morning 7. So till then, thank you. Have a nice and wonderful day. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.